So my audio setup works fine, I think. So yeah.
Alright.
Now we can start. Let me check the list again.
Yeah, you gotta do the funny intro, right?
Yeah. It's been some time since I did a podcast.
True.
Welcome to the Heisters of the Round Table podcast, a community-driven podcast revolved around content creators, community figures, and the game's veterans. Today we have Uncle Galgal again.
Hello.
And PIayingHazard, a Payday the heist connoisseur, so to speak.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. So,
Hello.
yeah, in this monumental times where Payday 3 is available now, we're gonna mostly be discussing with Payday 3, its launch, gameplay, and stuff. But first, I want to ask Hazard. I want to ask Hazard about his first experiences with the Payday series, since it's somewhat of a tradition in this podcast.
Well, as far back as I can remember, my first experience was my dad had gotten me a PS3 when it came out, and when Pay the Heist came out, we got the demo for it on the PlayStation Store. I had a lot of fun. I always loved the fact you get the first heist, I believe, in just the demo. But eventually we bought the full game. And one of I think the craziest things Payday did as a series was allows you to play heists you don't own. I think that's a great concept. I don't think it's going to be brought back in Payday 3, unfortunately, since I don't know how that would work because you're not hosting a server. You have to join a server. So maybe you can join off friends who own the DLCs that you don't, but I guess we'll figure that out when DLCs come along. But back to which you can play the full experience. You can play, you got the wolf pack and everything, but my favorite experience from back then was before they patched some of the exploits to get onto the roof of counterfeit. Jumping up onto the roof and seeing how long you can survive is still amazing to this day.
You can still get on top of the roof on counterfeit on Payday.
Yeah, I think there's six or seven ways they didn't patch still. Some of which they would have never found.
Yeah, it's always a good way to pass time, especially if you are doing the first part stealthily.
Yeah.
So, Payday 3 launch, it wasn't good.
No, yeah, it was not.
It's gotta be like the worst game launch of the entire year. It's gotta be.
I wouldn't say,
I think it would have to be.
Honestly, I wouldn't say the first launch. Like, I wouldn't say the worst launch of this entire year, because I've seen worse. I remember GTA Online's first 2 weeks, and it was like a total pandemonium. Like, compared to that, Payday 3 kind of got off lightly, if I'm being honest. It was still terrible, though. I'm not defending it. As far as I can see, the game doesn't have any reason to be run on dedicated servers in any capacity.
Nope, because people are already cheating.
Yeah,
there's already DLL injections to the game, so it's not stopping cheaters.
Yeah, well, the DLL injections will always be a thing, and people that want to cheat will find a way to cheat. That's inevitable. That's not my issue with it, though. As far as I can see, there is no real reason to run a PvE game on dedicated servers with server emulation doing the heavy lifting, especially considering that the Payday 3 clients that the players have already have the AI and necessary things to run their own heists, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it goes back to what content creators are saying right now. The reason they did it is to try and protect their Payday credit microtransactions. That's the reason. That's unfortunately.
I personally believe that's the reason as well. But even then, there are other ways to protect their microtransaction scheme. Like they can close off microtransaction progression or economy while you're in offline, and implement peer-to-peer lobbies for people that want to opt out from crossplay, because that's already an option. Like you can opt out from console crossplay if you want to. Like just implement peer-to-peer lobbies for that purpose. It will both decrease the cost of running servers, as well as giving mods to grow their potential. Because right now, you are kind of locked into whatever the server says when it comes to AI and cop damage, so to speak. At the same time,
yeah, I think adding peer-to-peer for offline would be a great idea, or for even friends only lobbies would be great.
Yeah, that would definitely the way to go. Like just completely relying on servers is just terrible for a peer-to-peer game. There's no real reason for fair play or something. This is not a PvP game. Like at the same time, they don't really have a good anti-cheat in the first place. So it's just mostly pointless, especially considering how many of the systems already work client side. That's including the damage the players deal.
Right. Well, I think this entire matchmaking system, I think, works well for a PvP game, as I said, CS:GO, I think, or CS2 as it is now. I think it works right there, but a game like Payday 2, this kind of stuff just doesn't really belong. I much rather prefer it how they did with Payday 2 or Payday Heist. It just works,
It does.
Yeah, that's mostly because Steam handles it, and Steam is incredibly consistent with their server uptime.
Basically, yeah. I can't really recall having that many issues with Payday 2. And even if you have internet issues or whatever, you can just play offline. Something you can't do in Payday 3. You're just kind of fucked in Payday 3.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a sad reality, to be honest, and it probably entirely stems from keeping the microtransactions alive.
That and warding out DLC unlockers like Payday 2's quote-unquote anti-cheat does.
There's a crack right now, a pirated version that unlocks the DLCs anyways. So I don't think it does anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I personally didn't bought the Payday 3 simply because I'm just kind of weary of supporting Starbreeze any further because of their past mistakes and adding on top of each other. It's just that I'm not that comfortable continue to support them in a monetary way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, same. I mean, I only bought the game for the sake of making my video review on it, and really not.
Yeah, well, the only reason I got it is I refunded some Steam games, and it added up to $40.
I guess it's not the worst way to spend money.
Well, it's I basically, in my opinion, I got for free because I got games I wanted and I refunded them and bought them again for cheaper. So I was like, I'm not putting a lot of investing my money really into it.
Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. Now, let's just stop talking about always online or dedicated server crap, because everyone just talked to death at this point. There's no real reason to further comment on it. It's just done, and they're likely gonna have to change it at some point.
But what if they don't? What if they don't? It's gonna always be like this.
Then kiss your game goodbye. You can no longer play. Which,
basically.
The Starbreeze isn't Starbreeze may not be perfect, but they still care in this the bare minimum capacity. So I don't think the game will go completely dead at after some point. But at the same time, why go into this ball game if you know what I mean? Anyways, it's always online dedicated servers dumb, bad.
Yes, you get it. It sucks balls. Okay.
Introduce peer-to-peer for people that opts out from crossplay. The end, and introduce offline mode. That's it. So the Payday 3 gameplay. What you guys think about it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of like the mixed bag here. At some point, I kind of like it with how they've done it, but at the same time, the sliding mechanic that they have, or how you jump over things, kind of gets, how do you say, like annoying or stupid over time. As in, you sometimes jump into locations or go into locations that you didn't intend to go in, because when you jump over things, you just go like onto like anything that's a bit taller, and you just press space and you jump over it, even though you didn't mean to do that. And that can lead into a falling off buildings, which has happened to me.
Yeah, auto manling sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I heard people sliding off the bank roof.
Yeah.
Like the movement aside, what I genuinely like about the Payday 3 is that the stealth experience. I think stealth is genuinely improved.
I agree. The only issue I have with stealth is I think there should be some form of punishment for the player if they get spotted by the same guard more than once and escorted.
There's already a punishment for that.
Is there?
Yeah, if you get spotted by the same guard twice, they will go for the arrest, and you have to kill them and spend a pager.
I never could figure out why they started arresting people.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's not the same guard, but kind of like a universal cooldown. I don't know. I didn't data mine the game, and at this rate, I don't think I will have any time to even put time into that. So we will see. But
I guess that just shows the tutorials are not sufficient.
I don't know. I didn't play the tutorials.
Well, they do show the tutorial that you can get escorted out, but I can't recall them saying that there's a limit or something. But I'm not sure.
No, the only reason I did them is you level up from it.
I mean, even without the tutorials, even in the closed beta, the stealth mechanics were immediately understandable with the icons, the graphics. Like they communicate what's going to happen very fast and in a very simple way.
Well, the issue with stealth for me so far is I've got 50 hours on Payday 3. And every single time I've tried playing the game stealth, the game breaks every single time. So I've quit until they add the bug fixes patch.
That didn't happen on my experience, so I can really talk about that.
Well, I've tried stealthing the golden shark I think 4 times now, and the final objective is you throw the server into the van. The issue I have is I'll pick up the server and throw it, and it just teleports to the back rooms, and it's gone. So I can't complete the mission.
That's great.
What is the game?
I mean, it wouldn't be a Payday game without some jank.
No, it wouldn't.
That's to be expected at this stage. The series has been running for 13 years at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's several, well, not several, but some exploits already, XP exploits already, to get your gun level up really quickly. It's kind of dumb. I've seen one of those. It's basically on that one, 99 boxes, I think. You played it in stealth, and you just constantly go into the escape zone, go out again, and go into the same zone again, and repeat this. And apparently that adds up. Every time you go into the escape zone, adds to one completion of the heist. So if you read this 100 times, you basically finished that heist 100 times.
Yeah, it allows you to instantly level up a gun to max and all your player skills to max.
I think the reason why that happens is that the game doesn't really award the player XP when the heist actually ends, but actually rewards you when you touch the escape thingy. And there's not an additional check to, not reward the player twice.
Well, that's the strange thing, is the glitch only works on that map, to my knowledge. It's map exclusive.
It's probably...
So whoever made that map in particular didn't add a check.
It's probably a map scripting problem then. I don't know,
Probably.
I know it's still kind of funny. Like, they did everything in their power to not to make the game like grindable by doing the same thing over and over and over again. But people still find ways.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Well, you almost have to with how many challenges are in the game. There's too many, and they're too slow to complete.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Honestly, the challenge system itself is the reason why I didn't put more than 8 hours into it to the launch version. Simply because I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or the servers are like doing an error and not rewarding me. So after some time, I didn't know what to do, so I just kind of like stuck with my current level, which is actually enough. That's another problem that I have. After you get like 5 or like 8 levels, like you can do the highest difficulty without any issues whatsoever.
Yeah, the game is too easy, unfortunately.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, here's the problem with it. How easy the game isn't like a easy problem to solve. Right now the game launched on different platforms, one of which are consoles, and they're trying to do the balancing to both consoles and the PC, which really does complicate things.
Yeah, it does. Because again, an FPS is always going to be easier on a PC. You just have more input control.
Yeah, that's the thing. People argue that console shooter controller is a way to go with a shooter, but it really is not. You have way more control with a simple mouse.
It reminds me of like CS:GO. Actually, I was like this one-on-one with on the pixel against some guy playing with a controller, and it's at the game, and you can only play against like legendary eagle players and not higher. Because it's so fucking hard with controller against mouse players.
Like you can make it work, but I don't know. Like it is. I think a controller is still fine for FPS on a PvE setting or like a PvP setting where everyone is using a controller. But at the same time, like crossplay is a thing, and the game, as far as I know, doesn't distinguish players between the platforms. Unlike Payday 2, like Payday 2's console versions have extra armor for console players, as well as like lowered cop spawns. That's on the late.
Yeah, Payday the Heist has the same thing.
Yeah, Payday the Heist also has the same thing. I think the maximum is 12 cops in Payday the Heist console. I don't know. I didn't get to play the Payday the Heist console.
I think it's 20. I think it's 20 on most maps and 15 on Heat Street Greenbridge. I think. But I can actually just check. Let's see.
Considering that is Payday the Heist, I think that's still too much.
It could be, yeah.
Here's the thing: like the Payday the Heist difficulty is like still challenging without the armor handicap of Payday 3 has, and even then, like Payday 3 does have like an armor handicap, but even then, here's the thing, all right. I don't know how much of the problems with the difficulty of Payday 3 stems from the armor system itself.
A fair amount, for sure.
Yeah, like the armor is like absolutely overtuned. Like I have not seen any other game system that is this overtuned in any game.
Well, I don't even think armor is necessarily the issue. It's that once you run out of armor, your health does nothing. It's instantly gone. If you're not constantly in cover, you get melted.
Yeah, it's like one thing that I hate about this game. It kind of like enforces like armor meta. So essentially, you're being forced to use fucking armor deployable every time on like all 4 players. That's basically the meta of the game.
And
it's
that stems
so bad.
back to the challenges, because there's challenges for placing other bags. And there's no jack of all trades, so you're forced to bring armor if you want to survive.
I love this game.
Yeah, and the issue is like isn't an easy thing to solve. Again, if they want to keep the armor system, I personally believe both Payday the Heist did it right the first time by copying the Halo's armor system, and Payday 2 only expanded on it on its launch and early stages. So I don't know. Payday 3 armor system feels like they're trying to do something differently for the sake of trying to do stuff differently.
The only idea I had to fix it is maybe because if you take a civ down, they give health when you trade them in as a hostage. Maybe if you intimidate a SWAT and trade them in, they give you armor. That could work. There needs to just be a way to get armor not from a bag.
There's actually a single skill.
Yeah, Plate Up, I think. That's like one skill that gives you armor back by ammo boxes.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that sounds like really good.
If you have a grit, and when you pick up an ammo, it can repair the red trauma damage.
Oh, well, that's not great.
Yeah,
your armor gets melted on higher difficulties anyway, so I don't know how helpful that would even be.
Honestly, I don't think. Honestly, even on the higher difficulties, I don't think I had too much trouble keeping the armor up. Enemy damage doesn't feel like it's changing that much.
Not really, yeah. Now that you said that, it's kind of like the same. I don't know, like, when I look back at my footage of Payday 3, it's mainly just me just going somewhere in the open field and not really using cover at all. Like, I don't really care about it. I don't really, it's not like in Payday 2 where I use cover actively every time. Payday 3, it's just running around and trying to not get hit, like, too many times. And that's basically it.
Yeah, but one of the annoying things about the armor system is that, like, peeking to, like, shoot cops, even when you're, like, in partial cover, it still gets punished with a residual damage that you can't do anything about it. Like, Payday the Heist doesn't do this, Payday 2 doesn't do this. You can peek, shoot your gun, like in a shooter game, and, like, go back, regen armor, and do the same step again.
Yeah, this is like one thing that I also hate about the armor system. It doesn't really allow for error. Like you just said, you can't really peek. But here's the next thing. Like, let's say you go into a room or any open area, and Payday 2, you would probably die to that if there are like too many cops, right? You die to your own mistake. In Payday 3, if you would go in the same room with the same amount of cops, you just get a beating, but you would probably survive that because you have like a shit ton of armor. I think that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, as long as you have armor, you're good. The issue is right when you don't have armor, you die instantly.
Yeah, I honestly believe the armor should just regenerate like in Payday the Heist without any armor suppression or everything, and just cut down the client-side ammo boxes stuff so ammo economy is actually a concern, and then the game will probably have like a bigger lead and better potential to grow because they are already thinking about like increasing the difficulty and making a new difficulty and stuff, and I genuinely don't know how are they going to push the difficulty without major player power creep with this current system.
Talking about the future, I wanted to talk about one thing: the UI design, because it is not designed for the future of this game at all.
Yeah, I think the UI designer is a Russian woman, and apparently her earlier works are mobile games as well as like some other games which just made
you can see its influences.
honestly I don't have that many problems with the UI design aside from the fact that picking skills don't have enough audio feedback, so you don't even know if it picked or not. That's one of the genuine concerns that actually confused me for like 3 minutes, and that's another.
The biggest issues I have with it are like, say, the weapon menu. Well, you have 2 bars that just go down infinitely. If say this game lasts for like 4 or 5 more years, and there's like 60 weapons, and let's say you own some duplicate weapons for stealth. So let's say you have 75 weapons bought. You're gonna do a lot of scrolling to get down to the bottom of that list.
I don't think it's future-proofed at all. But at the same time, I kind of like one aspect of the UI. It is that it is not tied to the actual game's resolution. that's actually a hard thing to do for an UI designer. And, just giving the UI the ability to become a little bit more clearer is actually a good thing. That's what I like about UI design. So, like, if you say like you're running the game on a lower resolution, the menus still stay like perfectly clear on a higher resolution. It's completely separate to the game's own resolution, which I kind of like.
Yeah, it's always good.
So little games actually does this, even though it improves the experience for everyone. I think Epic Strategies do this, but that's about it. At least in the modern era.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Payday 2 does this. It never changed my resolution.
I'm not. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if the first game does either.
Payday 2 doesn't have menu resolution scaling. It just takes the base resolution you have and arranges it. It does have aspect ratio scaling for in-game HUD, but I think even then it's kind of spotty because it doesn't go beyond 16 by 9. So if you have widescreen units, you still need to like get either a custom HUD or like find a fix for it. But it does support lower aspect ratios, such as 4:3.
I feel bad for anybody playing at 4:3.
I actually kind of like playing Payday 2 4:3 because last year my PC there was an incident with the service where they kind of butchered my laptop, so I ended up using like a Chromebook to play it on a 4:3 resolution. And it is perfectly playable, if I'm being honest. You just need to like lower the weapon view models slightly so it doesn't like completely take over your screen.
Well, some people in competitive games actually prefer 4:3 because it makes the enemies squishier and big.
Yeah, actually improves the game more for them. Gives them an advantage.
I couldn't do it though.
I honestly never bothered with that in any competitive games I played. Simply because it also changes the mouse sensitivity, anyways. So it doesn't really do much. I mean,
some people are crazy though. They'll take any advantage they can get.
I guess it's for comfort reasons. Most Counter-Strike players are playing the game for like at least 15 years. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Anyways, the loud gameplay, the balancing.
Oh God.
The balancing. I don't know. Let's start with balancing of skills with whatever we got. Since, I'm not expecting a full coverage of skill balancing right now, simply because the game is new and all of us are learning stuff at the moment. But at the same time, I don't know who designed most of the skills.
Yeah, well,
there's a lot of forced ones you have to bring, unfortunately.
Yeah, like not only forced ones, but some of them are like so tangential. You would never pick it unless you're researching for the better stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of just useless ones. I don't see anyone ever running.
Yeah, apart from that, some are just so crushingly overpowered. It's like the Last Man Standing, which just completely removes any sort of normal play. Like, you can be as brainless as you want, more brainless than the current difficulties allow even, and not really get punished because you picked a really overpowered skill that prevents you from dying.
Yeah, one of the weirdest things I noticed is a Gunslinger Basic. In the beta, it's like where you gain grit when you swap to your secondary. Well, in the beta, when you swap to your secondary, you gain grit, but when you swap back to your primary, you would lose all of your grit. They took that feature out, which makes Gunslinger Basic almost a must-pick to always have grit. Because you can just swap back to your primary instantly and keep all your grit.
I don't know. Wasn't grit on a timer?
It's still on a timer, yeah.
I think the intention was I guess just keep the bonus going a little bit more. But at the same time, just swapping to a secondary, which is like a really basic thing to do, shouldn't be granting like a cornerstone ability. But at the same time, like I don't know a better way to like grant players the edge, grid, and rush without fundamentally changing how players interact with the game, because there are so little ways to actually interact with the enemies.
Is it just me? The three buffs, grid, edge, and rush. Am I the only one that dislikes this entire idea of that? Because I really don't like it. I think it's stupid.
I don't like it either.
I agree, because a lot of the skills require you to have it for them to even function.
Yeah, that's like the worst thing. Like, I don't mind if you like get like a damage boost, for like doing certain thing. I think that's okay. But like the fact that other skills have to rely on that to work once you have this buff is so fucking stupid in my eyes.
Yeah, I generally prefer consistency and simplicity on skills, and Payday 3 skill system is anything but. If anything, it's incredibly decompressed, and most minute bonuses are like put as equal as some of the better ones.
That, and I'm sad they removed the async system. It's there, but it feels like they didn't have enough time to give every skill an ace, so they just, we'll just give it to the first one, and that's it. Unfortunately,
yeah, I don't think Payday 3 even needs this many skills.
No, there's too many already.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, a lot of them are useless.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: like the current Payday 3 stealth system is basically Payday 2 perk decks, but you can mix and match anything you want. On paper, it's actually a good design. Like it opens up a bunch of possibilities, but at the same time, there's not a sliver of creativity on Payday 3 skills compared to the Payday 2 perk decks.
No, there isn't. That, and they give you so many skills, you can have every stealth skill in the game at once. So there's no replayability factor or experimenting when you can have them all.
Honestly, you don't even need all the skill points to get do both game modes, both stealth and loud.
No, you don't.
Honestly, on
my
stealth,
loud build has 2 points in stealth, and that's enough to do the entire high stealth.
Yeah, true.
Wow, what a good game.
And honestly, I don't even think that's bad design by any means. Like, the game is clearly centered around stealth mechanics first, like compared to how Left Behind loud is. Like, anything that puts stealth on the background would be like bad for this game, in my opinion.
Well, that's one of my favorite things about Payday 3 at the moment, is I love doing a certain objective in stealth and then going loud after I've got it completed to save time. I love that. That, and the fact apparently you get a stealth bonus based on how many objectives you did in stealth, which I think is an improvement as well.
That exists. I didn't know that.
Did it? I didn't know that.
Like, I'm glad that concealment is gone, because it wouldn't make sense in a game focused so much around stealth. I'm glad that you don't really need to worry about how your guns modded for stealth. So, like let's say you're in a lobby, like 2 players went for stealth, 2 players went loud, kind of like Payday 2 launch. Loud players can still contribute to stealth objectives, and stealth players can still contribute to the loud and fighting cops. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
But it.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing I have an issue with at the moment with that is if everyone's decided to go stealth and you've accidentally already readied up, you can't unready up and change your build. I don't know who thought that'd be a good idea.
But like, there's not even a chat in lobby. You can't even talk to your mates.
No.
The chat just doesn't exist.
That's the biggest issue with this game. It has 0 quality of life features. That Payday 2 even had a launch. It's missing.
Yeah, that's painfully apparent. Like one of the my pet peeves about the closed beta and beta is that the game doesn't tell you if you should hold hold a key for a certain interaction or just tap it, which was really annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'll just go back to this detection thing that you said before. I mean, I guess for like solo queuing, it's not too bad. But like, thing is, if you go public, there's not really a way to tell if the others are going to play stealth or loud. Because in Payday 2, it's easier to tell. If they have like 3 detection risk or 75, it's pretty easy. But like, there's not even a filter or anything in Payday 3 to tell, if it's stealth or loud. You can't talk to them either in chat, so it's like you kind of gotta hope for them to do whatever you want. It's kind of stupid.
You can't even kick players. Like, Payday 3 is seriously lacking like some basic quality of life improvements like any online game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you can't see what deployables your teammates bring is infuriating.
Yeah, you can only see them. You can only see them in lobby, and that's not enough. I want to see them if I'm joining to a game mid match.
Yeah. Well, that, and I want to see, do they still have the deployable? I don't know. Maybe it got used up when I was looking away. Who knows?
That's another issue. I think in-game UI is just straight up terrible.
Yeah. It also looks kind of weird. I mean, to some extent, it looks kind of clean, right? But like, other stuff like the assault banner is just a fading text. It looks so bad. Like, most of the time, I can't even tell if it's assault or fade. I don't know. Payday 2, it's pretty easy to tell.
Well, thankfully, someone's ported the Payday 2 assault indicator over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's the only problem. The other problem is that, once again, you can't really see your teammates' deployables. You see a character portrait of other characters, like, why? Just, like, get rid of them and clean up. Continue to clean up.
You can't even see their ammo, so you don't know if they need an ammo bag. Like, offhand without them telling you.
Since, like, ammo boxes, the cops drop are client-side, ammo is not an issue in the first place.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, ammo boxes are completely client-side. So if you're running low and your teammates murdered a bunch of people, you can just go grab them and fill your reserves back up.
I wonder why they did that, because in Pay the Heist, that's not the case. If someone runs out there and takes your ammo, it's gone. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's not the case in Payday the Heist, and that's not the case in Payday 2. I think they did. Honestly, I don't know if it's like simple negligence. They like forgot about syncing ammo boxes, or they made it this way simply because like to keep the game easier, since armor is like needlessly punishing.
Who knows? I prefer it the other way around, with the armor being regenerated and ammo boxes being like in Payday 2. I think it's much better this way.
I prefer that approach as well. It worked for 2 games. Like, it can work for a third one.
Thing is, with the armor system, it basically just forces you to use armor bag and nothing else really, because like you have the ammo thing. You don't need ammo deployable. You don't need medic bags because you already have the armor. And while you can take sentries, but like, why would you take sentries? Because armor bag is so much better. So basically, the game is forcing you to use one specific build, and that's the entire game.
Well, that and you have infinite health on everything but the Greenbridge knockoff. You have infinite health from hostage trade-ins.
That too, I guess, yeah.
I think hostage mechanics are fine, if I'm being honest.
I like them. It gives them a point in not just killing them instantly. That's an improvement in my eyes.
Yeah, at the same time, I still dislike things about Payday 3 when it comes to like custody timer. Like, I think they just straight up botched the custody timer.
Yeah, I find it really weird that you can respawn during it. And Pay the Heist, you can do that, but it's only on the low difficulties. But you can respawn in on overkill without getting traded. That's weird.
Yeah, you can. Payday 2 does the same thing as well if you have an AI and like a tied hostage somewhere that hasn't been rescued. I don't know. Like, the game completely lacks like any sort of challenge or consequences besides armor. So I don't know if removing the limitations on armor would be a good bait. if they end up removing the limitations of armor, the entirety of the game has to change, and that's a massive undertaking at this stage.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they would basically have to change the entire game.
From cop damage to rest of the mechanics, because right now, the only thing that's punishing is armor, and rest of the mechanics are either neutered, simplified, or like straight up got removed, and that's a big issue. Like it just simplify things to the just keep your armor up. Well, compared to Payday the Heist, you have to keep your ammo up somewhat. You have to keep your health. You have to try to protect your health as much as possible, because the only thing that heals you is a medic pack, and things like that. On Payday 2, you still have to keep You have to keep track of your armor, and depending on your build, you have to keep track of your health as well. But on Payday 3, only thing you have to keep track of is your armor, and that's it.
Yeah, I love how you said depending on your build in Payday 2, because there's so much more things you could do. You choose different perks like Stoic or Anarchist or Muscle or anything. It just adds so much depth to the game, to your build, that makes it so much more interesting. Because Payday 3 essentially again is just keeping armor up and not much more. You don't have any perks, you don't have any interesting skills or anything like that. Heck, there's not even dodge in the game. What?
Honestly, not having it.
Well, dodge is kinda in the game. They have the Sicario grenades.
Yeah, you have that, but come on.
I mean, not having dodge isn't really a problem, but at the same time, there are no alternative playstyles besides armor. That's my massive gripe with it. Even Payday 2 Update 24 have more variety in ways you can play. You can go for a medium armor with some dodge. You can go for ICTV. You can go Master Forcer. But right now in Payday 3, you only have armor.
Yeah, I definitely see in the future there's going to be a lot of influx of people going back and playing really old versions of Payday 2.
That influx already happened somewhat. I know a bunch of people that just went back to older versions. Not even modded ones.
Yeah.
Not even modded ones. Just proper older versions.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wonder why they did that. It's mainly just Carrot's Discord server. I don't really see anything that much interesting about old Payday 2. I mean, sure, I guess, but I wouldn't be able to play that up to 24 for several hours. I just couldn't. Because just play the normal game, the current update. It's so much more interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. You're a plumber, you have a job, and the time is limited. So just even spending time to downgrade your game is a hassle. That much I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I found that funny.
There's no need to wow. I was at the same place as you at one point.
Listen, it's just that because up to 24 just doesn't really have that much to offer. You don't have any perks, no nothing. You have death wish, yeah, sure, but that's kind of about it. At least compared to modern Payday 2.
Yeah, just go.
The reasons I like older Payday 2 better is balancing. I don't like Payday 2's balancing. I think Jules killed that game for me in a lot of ways.
Payday 2 balancing is truly terrible. Even then, when they try to solve the balance issues, they keep attacking the wrong things. The Payday 2's balance issues is mostly cop-sided. Cops make no goddamn sense in Payday 2. And the rest I'm glad the rest of the arsenal is somewhat balanced around nonsensical cop numbers. Because if you're gonna push the cops to beyond reasonable, player power has to be around the same level. But at the same time, I would have much preferred if everything just scaled down.
Yeah, I agree. There's just too many enemies on the map. That's the biggest issue with Payday 2, for me at least.
Yeah, especially considering how they set up. Zeals in Death Sentence, actually loads on top of regular units, so they just clog up the memory. So playing on the highest difficulty gives you a lower frame rate. That's just inexcusable. Like, how does that?
That's interesting.
Like, Payday 2 has so many issues, and I'm just kind of like, I am furious that they didn't change or attempt to fix most of the issues once they rebooted the development.
Well, you do have, thankfully, modding is like restoration. That's the only way I can play modern Payday 2 anymore is with restoration mod. It fixes a lot of Payday 2's issues for me.
Yeah, restoration is fine. Eclipse is fun. I personally prefer Eclipse, and that's about it. I mean,
how to put this? As you said, Payday 2 is basically a mess right now, and I didn't really hope for them to fix anything, because, at this point I didn't really care anymore. I was just hoping for the sequel, Payday 3, to be, better and do these things right. But, that kind of didn't really happen.
I mean, considering Payday 3 is made under, 2 years, let's get the record straight. Payday 3 is not finished at all.
Yeah, it's not.
It is bare minimum as a game, but ton of technical problems, ton of server issues that they just brought it on themselves, balance issues with both weapons and skills. It's just a complete pandemonium right now, and the only reason people haven't been complaining about it is because the game is new and we didn't learn everything.
Yeah, all the weapons, everything feels the same in Payday 3 because the only thing that matters is your armor, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
It goes back to armor being a big issue.
Wow. Yeah, the game feels pretty early access, I would say. Anything but a finished game, essentially.
Yeah, it is definitely early access, simply because the 2-year development time, and somewhat of a confusing design. I really don't understand why armor system like that exists in a game with hit scan enemies.
Yeah, I think if Payday 3 does end up dying, what it's going to be remembered for is I think it's great stealth mechanics. I think stealth is actually pretty good. I don't know what I would change about stealth really. I pretty much like all of its new mechanics that it introduced.
Yeah, same. Even then, the stealth system they use the maps in isn't all that great. Honestly, one of my biggest concerns with Payday 3 is the maps. I don't see any reason why maps like that doesn't work in Payday 2, because they really didn't any step up in any meaningful way.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of the maps just suck, in my opinion.
They feel pretty empty here and there and can be done pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, the map rules. The map rules are entirely the same. There are fixed spawn points. There are fixed spawn groups as well as individual cup spawns. And, how you do the objectives are the same, semi-linear or directly linear. It just doesn't feel like an improvement from a new game.
Well, I think the biggest issue is this game has no interesting RNG differences. There's no extra loot spawns for the most part. There's no objective differences, and if they are, they're in a box where the objective will spawn in a different area in the box. It's lazy.
Yeah, when I played the beta, I thought this map's RNG sucks. There are not enough variations, but at the same time, I thought it's probably kind of like a semi-tutorial map. So I think the lower variation is fine. But that's every Payday 3 map. There are just straight up not enough RNG stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna get boring pretty quick. Because some of the maps are already basically mastered already, which is not good for a game that's been out for a week.
Yeah, I kind of...
Yeah, pretty sad. Also, things some objectives in this game are beyond just, how do you say, disappointing. Because on so many heists, you have this waiting in circle objective for a good Wi-Fi signal to shade. Like what?
I hate the circle gaming objective.
Like it's so.
It's in every map, I think, and it
not every,
sucks.
but mostly every map, yeah.
It's in most of them, and it sucks. They're always in the wide open too, where your armor gets shredded. That's the biggest reason I hate it, because you lose all your armor.
Like, if you compare it with, like, the drill objectives, you have to drill open a door, you can at least go away from that spot and go somewhere in cover and move around wherever you want. With this circle objectives, you have to stand in this circle and, stay there for however God knows how long.
See, I wish they would change out the circles for, like, Call of Duty's Hardpoint mode, where you have to stay in a room or something.
Yeah, that would be much better.
Just a general area, not a, like, precision point.
Yeah, the circles suck. Like, I think Killing Floor 2 has the circles, and also like some other games like Deep Red Galactic has the circle objectives. But at the same time, like DRG's circle is like miles better.
Much bigger as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger.
I don't know, like Payday 3 maps like straight up confuses me with their simplicity. There are no real RNG. The spawn point and spawn rules are same as Payday the Heist, which is like the same systems, the same design has been going for 13 years.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a game you waited a decade for from Payday 2's launch.
Yeah, I personally disappointed.
Everything feels like mass customization is the same that it was in 2013. Really? You couldn't improve on that system at all?
I didn't get to customize any of my masks.
Well, I was hoping, if you've ever played a Call of Duty, the emblem creator, where you get a bunch of shapes and you get to put them on your gun and however you want them. I was so hoping that's what mass customization would be, and it was disappointing, to say the least.
I think they didn't do that simply not only because the development labor, but also because like people will probably abuse it in some ways. But at the same time, like if people want to abuse like a freeform decal system, that's player's choice.
Awkward silence.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
For a second, I had internet. For a second, I thought I had internet issues.
Yeah, this is something that I also kind of miss in Payday 3. How there's no safe house in this game?
That was a disappointment.
Like, I'm not the biggest fan of it in Payday 2. I don't really care all that much about it. But like, when it first came out, I actually enjoyed exploring it, and just knowing it's there, and it gives like the game members at least some sort of their own personality. You could say that's really nice. In Payday 3, it's kind of it doesn't exist basically. We only know there's 6 heisters, and we only know 5 of them. The sixth one, Pearl, is like, who the fuck are you? I don't know who you are. What am I supposed to do with you? It feels kind of weird.
I'm also disappointed they brought Joy back. I hate Joy a lot.
Same.
Yeah, honestly, most of the Payday lore comes outside of the games, anyways. So I don't think that was their like priority in the first place. But at the same time,
also on top of the characters, all the characters in this game have they have terrible dialogue. I don't know who did the dialogue.
Nutsack.
Their delivery is also bad. They all sound flat. They don't scream. They don't have any personality. It's a downgrade from even the first game.
I don't think it's fair to compare Payday 3 to the first game, simply because first game's voice cast was mostly developers. Since they're directly working on it, they can add like whatever little touches they want. Like Payday the Heist is dialogue.
Yeah, but even Payday 2. Even the new Payday, like Duke. Duke has more personality than any of the heisters in Payday 3.
I like his delivery, how calm he comes to be, but he also screams when like push comes to shove.
Yeah, you really get to appreciate Duke now that you said all of that.
Honestly, during the closed beta, I picked Wolf simply because I was like curious about like how the voice work was, and it just kind of come off flat. and I just kind of
I don't like it. He's not the same character.
still in closed beta. He looked like an Armenian or an Arab too, which was like super confusing. I don't know. They walked back on that, which is good.
Just wait for them to add Sydney back in the game.
You like Sydney?
No, I don't.
You don't like Sydney? I like Sydney. Sydney was the second favorite I liked from Payday 2.
Honestly, I really like her view model, like with like the tattoos on the arms and stuff. I really like that. It's really cool.
And the gloves. I like the gloves.
Yeah, they are
as
really
well.
nice as well.
The simple reason I used Sydney as much as I used her is because the view model. That's about it. Like the tattoos, the gloves, they just came with like a perfect contrast to the other heisters, so it just kind of feels fresh.
One other mechanic I was hoping Payday 3 would bring back. I loved Payday 2 is launch escape heists that they never brought back again. Like where you crash your van on the highway and have to go secure it. I love those. They never brought them back though.
I hate the escape heists in Payday 2.
Really? I loved them.
I hate
Most of my
every
most fond memories of Payday 2's launch are from those heists. So maybe I'm biased.
I hate every single version of them, especially now, considering that they play terribly on the current vanilla game.
Oh, they do, yeah. You do get double the money though, which is cool.
Like at the same time, money isn't really like an incentive in Payday 2 in the first place.
Oh no, not anymore. Yeah,
Not anymore. Yeah, so whatever.
I mean, I kind of like that about the current vanilla Payday 2. Like progression is just there. Like if you really want to just grind out a single perk deck and go into the highest difficulty, no problems. That's what I like about Payday 2.
Yeah, they didn't really fix the money economy issue in Payday 3. Like it's already a week in, and I already have too much money and nothing to spend it on.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it seems like you get money pretty easily in that game.
Well, the biggest issue is stuff doesn't cost much, and there's not much to buy either.
True. I mean, there's
The only
like
thing you
C-stacks.
can really buy is C-stacks, yeah, which you can't. You have a limit on how many you can buy for
Yeah.
to bring a player
Honestly,
back
I think
each
that's
week.
fine. Like, I don't think grind should be an incentive on a co-op game. Like, I don't want to tell my friends like, if you grind for like 20 hours, the game becomes fun or something.
Oh, I agree, but there should be something to work towards. Like if there was a safe house, maybe you could buy safe house customization, but that's not in the game.
Yeah.
Just like implementing additional money things will probably help the game, but at the same time, I would much rather. I would prefer if they like actually like address the major issues with the game right now.
Well, the thing I'm scared for most is the Payday credits. I know someone's gonna have the idea to where the preset weapons, they're gonna add unique attachments to those like crazy, like a underkey shotgun or a grenade launcher, that kind of, or a night vision scope, something crazy that's unique to that gun, that preset, that you can only get that attachment with money.
Like I doubt they will put that much effort into an MTX shop. But at the same time, they sometimes prove me wrong. So I don't know. Since money is an incentive with the MTX shop, maybe they will do like much more than just weaponry skins.
Yeah, I mean,
That
it's only gonna be
masks are gonna
they
be
say
brought back.
it's gonna
That's crazy.
be only cosmetics, but like, you know, it's just the same
I don't
company that
believe
said that there's not gonna be any more DLCs in Payday 2. So,
Or
Or
out
say-
there saying there's gonna be no microtransactions in Payday.
yeah,
2.
knowing capital, by the way.
Microtransactions. How dare you suggest that? I remember the time Almir actually said that.
But he actually said that? Holy shit.
Shame
Yeah,
on
there's
you
a
to
quote,
even
you can
bring
find
about
it.
it. Like, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. We knew.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, like after they said that, like after the Goldfarb left and like Bo started to like increase his grasp, like most of the most of the game like went to shit after that, anyways.
Yeah, I really wish that Payday 3 would have been better, honestly.
I personally didn't expect it much, but I didn't expect like outright mediocrity.
I didn't expect much either. I didn't expect anything, honestly, but I'm still disappointed with it. 'Cause, like, the more leaks we got, the, how to say, less and less hopes I had for the game, essentially. Especially when they said, oh, it's going to be online only. That's where I kind of like dropped it all. And yeah, here we are.
The online only plus the microtransactions leak, and here's the thing: like, if these leaked, there would still be an uproar. But considering the Starbreeze's like terrible track record, like people just have like zero confidence in them, and that's and for a game and for like a developer group, and that's a massive issue. Like, I personally don't trust them to not make the microtransactions entirely predatory. Even recently, I read the IGN article about the game, and even they said like, yeah, the game will have microtransactions.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know why they are going with the microtransactions. Anyways, like they are already bringing back the DLC model. So like, why not go with the DLC model too?
Simple answer to that.
Or just do microtransactions and make the DLC free. Like, do one or the other, not both.
Yeah, that's the biggest. People aren't mad that they're having it. It's that they're wanting to get their hands in all of it. But at least they did say they're not bringing battle passes. That's good.
Yeah, I think battle pass is only a matter of time. They will inevitably end up adding something like that. It's just too much in character with Starbreeze to not something remotely popular in the gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't like the Game Pass, like the Gold Edition, kind of like Battle Pass?
It's more of a content pass. Like, you get the content as soon as it's available if you pay up front.
It's a season pass. It's what Call of Duty used to have before loot boxes.
Yeah, I don't even know what Call of Duty does anymore. The last Call of Duty I bought was like 2.
It's microtransactions. It's battle passes and microtransactions.
Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like, considering the average Call of Duty player only really buys Call of Duty once a year, they can probably spend like extra few dollars on the game they play.
Well, with the download sizes, yeah, Call of Duty is like 200 gigabytes now.
Jesus.
That's quite big.
I knew it was like some ridiculous size, but I didn't know it was like 200 gigabytes.
Well, I think they don't compress the game's files on purpose, so where it's the only game you can have downloaded.
Bro.
People have been theorizing that for years now, and I think it's true.
It might as well be.
Well, because I bought Hitman 3 recently, and they compressed the game down to 65 gigs. All 3 games you can have, all DLCs, 65 gigs. That's insane.
Yeah, the Hitman 2 alone is 68 gigabytes, yeah.
Yeah, and Hitman 1's like 50.
Yeah, I think that's a massive improvement. At the same time, like, when I bought a modern Hitman game, I didn't know it was always online too.
Yeah, I don't like. Thankfully for Hitman, there are third-party things where you can play all the online-only content that's been cut over the years. So the game won't die when the servers die, like Payday 3 might.
That's a nice thing, actually. And there was also a modification to let you play Hitman 2's Ghost Mode, which I actually did with a friend of mine.
Yeah, advertisement for Payday 3, not sponsored. Good game. Good game for the most part.
Go buy the Gold Edition for $100 fucking dollars.
Yeah, buy the collectors as well for 120 or whatever it is. Oh my god, dude. Cherry, that guy bought collectors and gold at the same time. What the hell?
Honestly, I think it's kind of ridiculous that they are asking $50 for like unreleased first year DLCs. Like, is the DLCs that good that they actually like cost more than the base game?
They gotta be so extra premium. You won't even believe. They gotta be good. You know, I would invest another $50 in this Mass Effect game. You know, seeing how absolutely good and amazing Payday 3 is. Clueless.
Honestly, considering Starbreeze bought another licensed IP to make a multiplayer game set to release in 2026, I don't think the map quality in Payday 3 will be anything substantial, unless they invest in a lot of developers and like get new hires. I just don't see how they are going to like pull off co-developing two different games.
Well, hopefully they'll start kicking into production some heist remasters, so we can get some already made good content ported.
Yeah, I hope it's not Payday 2 levels of like heist conversions, because Payday 2 versions of Payday the heist maps kind of suck scripting wise.
That's my favorite thing, is the over drill has the Payday the heist drill because they forgot to replace it in the port. It's so lazy.
That's not the only thing. Like during like No Mercy's introduction in 2018, the same wall breaches existed in Payday 2 version as well.
Yeah.
Plus, they tend to break scripting or like alter it in a way that makes it like less enjoyable than the original, like the counterfeit SWAT van.
Yeah, the only map I think Payday 2 does better than the heist is First World Bank. Because mainly the stealth. The loud sucks, but the stealth is good. I like stealth in that one.
Yeah, that's definitely a clear improvement. Especially because the scripting is like nearly 1-to-1, I think. No, it's not 1-to-1. There are like certain features doesn't exist in Payday 2, like cameras affecting scripted spawns. But, you know, it gets close to Payday the Heist as much as it can while adding stealth.
Yeah. Hopefully Payday 3 will do that. I think stuff like Shadow Raid would be a great feature in Payday 3.
Yeah, considering newer stealth mechanics with like search mode. Like I really want to see how something like a search mode would play in an environment like Shadow Raid.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Payday 2 maps being ported has a lot of potential for stealth.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. What about like Yacht Heist maybe as well? I think that would be interesting too.
I don't think Yacht could be ported because everything is a secure area.
True. I mean, yeah, but basically it's like a boat, you know. There's no public area. Or well, maybe.
They could re-envision the map in some ways to add a public area, but
like let players like join the party on the upstairs. They never get to read.
Yeah, basically.
One thing I was always hoping with Payday 3, I was so hoping you could take disguises. Like, maybe you could spawn in a guy, like one of your teammates as a security guard, and he had extra privileges.
You become the spy from TF2. You disguise.
Oh, maybe they'll add that as a skill, where you can act as a guard, and you can... Or maybe a pre-planning bonus. Who knows?
Yeah, or you
pre-planning
could, like,
also sucks in Payday 3.
You could, like, steal an outfit from the guards or something, you know?
Yeah. And it gives you access to another room or something.
That would be crazy. Holy shit.
Like, they already stole, like, social stealth from Hitman. Might as well stole the rest of the mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah, Payday 3 has potential. It's just this game needed, like, 2 years in development more.
Yeah, that much is apparent.
It's like every modern game. It's gonna take, like, 2 years for the game to actually get finished. That's just modern video games, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I tend to, like, avoid modern releases as much as I can.
Hey, the best thing to do, just emulate old games.
I do that, actually.
Oh, do you? So that's what I've been doing for the past couple years, is just playing, like, old PS2 games.
I emulate NES games and, like, GameCube stuff.
Yeah, GameCube runs great.
Yeah, like, GameCube emulators work like any decent modern hardware. It's like a legitimately better way to play than owning the actual console.
Yeah, Emulation's getting there.
Yeah, I love Emulation. Me and my family, we play Dr. Mario, which is like a game from 1992. On the it worked on the original NES machine, but we no longer have that console. Everything has a lifespan, as you know. But I can just take my PC, like plug into a 4K TV, and like emulate the game and still play with my family.
Yeah, you get an even better experience because you can add texture mods, fast forwarding, save states. Great.
On the topic of emulation, did you know you can emulate PS3 version of Payday 2 in your PC?
Yeah,
No
look,
way.
Emulation's crazy. You can play PlayStation 3's GTA Online right now through emulation.
No, you can actually do that. They closed off the servers. But
Oh, did they?
yeah, they did that. I think last year they did that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, kinda. And here's the funny thing about PlayStation 3 emulation of Payday 2. It genuinely looks better than current vanilla Payday 2.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, I don't even know how that's possible, but like, especially like textures and shadows, I think they gotta look better. Just like textures nowadays in Payday 2 look fucking weird.
Well, there is that retexture mod that helps the game a lot.
Yeah,
It's a must-have,
but yeah, it's mod basically, not vanilla.
Like the emulated version of the game's picture looks much more coherent, and like shadows are better, the shaders are better. It's just that I don't really understand how the game got to this point.
I don't know. It just
Payday
it just
2
worse all the time.
suffers a lot from having too much content.
Yeah, content bloat is one thing, but like breaking the game's lighting system twice, the sound system twice, it's just a different breed of incompetence.
Well, the engine, I think, does have a lot to do with it. I don't think it's all on them.
No, I don't think blaming the engine is a good way to go at this stage.
I don't think. Well, I'm saying it's not all their fault. I think they definitely have blame, but the engine didn't help.
Yeah, probably. But at the same time, the Lion Game Lion still works on Raid World War 2. It's on the same old diesel engine, and that game works perfectly fine.
Yeah, Raid's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I am making a video on it as well.
Oh wow,
Alright,
I
yeah.
haven't played this game like in ever.
You
should
should.
try it.
Raid holds up. The only thing that doesn't hold up with Raid is the specialist abilities, like the aimbot and the character like perk things. I don't remember what they're called, but those don't hold up at all.
Here's the funny thing: they are reworking that system entirely for the next updates.
Yeah,
Oh,
Raid's worth playing though if you haven't played Raid.
Yeah, I have it installed and stuff. I just gotta play it.
It's like Payday. It's like an in between of the heist and 2.
Yeah, kinda. It does have secret armor gating, like plus 10 dodge as a character basis, but it also has like war cries, which is like Payday 2's perk system. Like the later perks where you like pick an ability, like, and that ability is activated with a keybind, and it's ton of
Yeah, that's the aimbot thing I was talking about. I don't like that system because it's buggy. But if they're reworking it, hopefully it'll work.
No, they actually fixed it, and it's right now the aimbot one is actually the best war cry in the game. Right, they kind of
Really?
overcorrected it. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played since they started updating it again.
Yeah, you should play the latest updates. They even reduced the game's file size, so it's not that big of a concern for downloading it. Like, I really like Raid World War 2 simply because like it blends
It's
in
only
between
10
Payday the Heist and
Well,
Payday 2.
flavor.
It does have the peaking potential of Payday the Heist, where you have to be slightly more careful,
Yeah.
but you can still like at burst play like extremely aggressively and kind of like in Payday 2, but not in the both extremes.
And that game even has a safe house.
Yeah, I hope they add like weapon sights as well, because iron sights are gonna drive me insane.
I don't know. I never liked when they added modern sights to World War II games, but that's me. Like Call of Duty.
Like Call of Duty is the Call of Duty Vanguard. I think that was just straight up ignorant. But there are like historical sites that exist for various like different.
Oh
weaponry.
yeah.
I think if they add something like that, that would be like a huge improvement for gun customization as well.
Yeah, Sniper Elite has a lot of those. They could add historical sites. That would work because there's a lot of cool ones out there.
Yeah, as I think the one that M1 Garand historically has as a prototype would actually fit so well into that game. But here's the thing: like I think the current team that works on Line for Raid is like 4 modders. Like modders are like updating the game as like a passion project, and like
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, no one is really making much money off it. They're just kind of working on their spare time, which is like honestly kind of crazy.
I'm going to say the sentence crazy. I was crazy once. I'm sorry.
This is just always in my mind. It's kind of like with Among Us. It's crazy.
The internet's ruined you.
Yeah, like every time I start a sentence with like Among or something, I always think of this freaking game.
Yeah, that's gonna be forever. I don't think I'll ever get rid of that either.
Yeah. Oh
the internet humor is kind of.
Let's go like back to Payday 3.
Payday 3, I like, aside from stealth system, I also like the current aesthetics, but at the same time, like, they're probably gonna ruin it with microtransaction cosmetics anyway, so I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really give them the aesthetics. That's just Unreal doing what Unreal does.
Yeah, that's kind of it's like I think they made a custom shader for it, so the game looks the way it is. It's not like entirely Unreal schlock. That much as I can give the credit for.
What else is there to talk about Payday 3, like in a positive way? Like, what is still good about the game? Well, for starters, I think like the graphics are better than Payday 2.
The graphics are better. But you would hope for that for 10 years.
Imagine if it would be worse.
You would hope.
Another thing that I really like about the game is like the world sometimes feels like way more alive than Payday 2. Like for example, how the NPCs or civilians interact. Like how you interact with them. As in, if you walk into them or something, they actually react to that, or how the cars stop for you. That feels pretty nice.
I do like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only issue with that is there's not enough dialogue. I've already heard all the dialogue I think that civs can say.
Like you have 50 hours, so I think that much is like should be given.
Yeah, well, you have to also think about 20 of those are sitting in the main menu. So
I wonder why.
From when the servers were down, so not all of those are actual playtime.
Yeah. like I will probably put the like matchmaking error screenshots under the background of this podcast.
Hey yo. Have you seen my Payday 3 library background?
Yeah, I like that. I love that.
Matchmaking error at the Dead Game 3 logo. Looks so good.
I'm trying to think about more Payday 3 positive things. It's hard. They exist, but they're hard. Stealth being the biggest one. Stealth is an overall improvement.
I got one. You can close doors in Payday 3.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I like the new Grenadier enemy. I like the grenade guy.
That's true. He's really nice, yeah. I like him. He actually is like a threat to you. Because like he goes after your health.
I like the zapper box that you can shoot on the side of a taser. That's cool.
The cloaker feels kind of weird to me, I would say. Because sometimes he just comes fucking out of nowhere. And you can't really tell where. Like, you do hear the audio, but it's like kind of hard to tell you if he's going to go after you or not.
I've noticed with the cloaker in playing a lot, they actually do stalk you around the map.
Wow.
Because sometimes you'll walk into, like, in the vaults of Golden Shark, he'll be sitting behind the desk in there waiting for someone to walk by. So the cloakers are pretty good, actually.
Wow.
The only issue, I feel like you should get a little bit more of a warning, because they'll just get you instantly without you being able to even react, which is an issue.
Honestly, I don't think like a proper lack of like constant warning is like a bad thing, simply because it doesn't really even touch your armor.
Well, I think they could do a couple things. Maybe actually saying when a cloaker spawned into the map, that would be very helpful.
Yeah, well, that depends on the scripting and the servers. Like,
Yeah.
that's a big problem. They have to update every single server for the latest client.
What's some other positive things?
Wait, let me pull up my script for the Payday video.
I like the fact that you can take key cards off guards without killing them. That's a good improvement.
That's really cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's mostly a stealth improvement too. So it kind of
Yeah, a lot of the improvements just go down to stealth being better.
Yeah, I've got another one for mainly stealth. Is basically like, you know, cracking safes and how you lockpick in this game.
I hate the safes. I do not like the safe cracking.
I like it, honestly. I really like it. I much rather like it rather than in Payday 2 where we have to wait like 20 seconds for the pick lock. You know, you actually have a minigame. I think that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I agree. The issue I have with it is it's bugged out for me so many times.
Well, I guess it hasn't bugged out for me yet, so I don't know.
Well, the issue, you know when it goes green and it starts shaking?
Yeah.
I've sat on that green shaking for over 30 seconds before and just had to exit out and go back in. So
okay, fair enough.
It's buggy.
Honestly, I genuinely don't like mini games in the games I play.
I like the lockpicking one because it's faster than just doing it in Payday 2. It's faster. That's the only reason I like it.
On Payday 2, just press a button, and most of the lockpicking objectives tend to be like relatively long. So, you know, I think
the thing is,
I can't say that's an improvement, but I think just making them shorter would have been better.
Well, the lockpick in Payday 2 can mainly like be done in different ways. Like let's say you like a lockpicking like deposit box in the bank heist. You can just use a saw to open it, so there's no need to using lockpicking. That's something that
I think it is weird. There's no saw.
Yeah, that should be in Payday 3 as well. So it's sort of utility tool as well. Maybe it could like enhance the gameplay.
I've got another one. I like drilling in this game. It's not annoying like it is in Payday 2.
Oddly enough, I don't like the drilling in Payday 3.
Really, I think it's an improvement.
Yeah, I mean the only good thing is that it doesn't happen as much, I think. So, yeah.
Well, I like it because they don't jam as often. Like the Golden Shark one, if you're fast enough with refilling the oxygen, it'll never jam. It'll run the entire time.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Any other positives?
Trying to think.
Well, I have nothing in my review.
I like the zip line. I like the zip line pre-planning thing.
Yeah, I like how you can just jump off the zip line.
Yeah, but the pre-planning itself is a massive downgrade.
Yes, it is. That and the way you unlock the heist-specific pre-planning sucks.
Yeah.
It's every time you complete a heist, there's a percentage. They won't tell you what it is, but there's a low percentage that you unlock one for a heist. It doesn't tell you that you unlocked it either. You just have it. It doesn't tell you.
That sounds great. Honestly, it might be a server issue or might be a UI issue. I don't know which.
Who knows? Oh god.
Oh, I like the weapon leveling system. For the most part, it has some issues, but I like the fact it's not like Payday 2 where you have to, like its launch, where you have to roll cards to unlock a silencer. So you can go like 50 hours without ever getting a silencer.
Yeah,
so that's an improvement.
I mean, it's nice that it's not RNG, but at the same time, like I don't know why every single gun has like a has a progression for their own.
Yeah, well, one thing I've noticed that's weird about the progression is attachments are in different levels for each gun. Like, there's objectively better attachments, and sometimes you'll unlock them at level 4 on one gun, and then sometimes it's level, like, 25 on a different one. I don't know who chose what level you unlock which attachment on. It's weird.
That's not the only issue. Like, the later guns tend to be, like, better than the guns that you already have. Like, you don't...
Yeah.
Like the other revolver, I think called Rhino, not the Rhino, Bison. It's called Bison, and it just deals more damage than the other revolver at the cost of like more recoil and like longer reload. Why does it deal more damage than the other revolver?
That and the Scar, I think, is objectively the best gun in the game now. I think it's a 2-shot headshot.
With Edge, it actually one taps, so it's basically
Oh, does it one tap?
Yeah.
The M308 is amazing, or like the SA SAC or whatever. I wish they would have just bought the rights to the names, but
honestly, only reason the gun is called that way is because it's an Overkill's The Walking Dead asset, and in that game, M308 calls it just like that.
That's funny.
Wow.
The other one's the double barrel, because there's a skill where your last round deals 200% more damage. So the double barrel's amazing.
Honestly, shotguns use standard mechanics, so that was kind of a disappointment.
I'll give you another negative. I can't unlock certain achievements right now. They're bugged for me.
Same. I haven't gotten the no one cared until I put on the mask. Still haven't got that achievement.
Really?
I've done plenty of fights, but I'm not getting that achievement.
Well, I've noticed what's happened. Here, let me get a screenshot real quick. I think I got. I closed it out. Let me see if my history still has it. Let me see if it's saved. Oh, here, this.
Oh, you got it.
So currently, the game it'll register that you've completed a challenge, but like visually you've completed it, but it won't give you the rewards. Which includes achievement-based challenges, so you can't unlock the achievement until the challenges get fixed.
Yeah, well, you have to wait for a server to register that.
Well, it never does. I still don't have the challenge unlocked to have the car 4 with 1 attachment. I can't get that challenge completed. It's locked.
I keep running into the same issue when I'm playing online. They sometimes GTA Online, but they sometimes make like a limited time, like a livery for your car or something. You do like a specific task, and they just supposed to give you. Sometimes you never get that livery or something else, and you have to contact the Rockstar support to get it.
Hopefully, some of this stuff will get fixed on October 5th. Hopefully. Because the issue with the challenges right now is not only does it lock that one, it locks the other 5 after it. So you're losing like 10 levels worth of challenges.
Yeah, that would be really annoying. Like, one of the things I also don't like is how complicated the progression system is as a whole. Like, you have player levels. In order to increase the player levels, you have to do specific challenges. You have skills that you have to research with a different type of XP, and there's also gun XP. And not every gun's attachments are unlocked with the gun XP alone. Some of them you have to do a challenge or like buy with C stacks.
Yeah, well, the challenges system itself, I think, is good. It's just so poorly laid out and explained to the player that you can't level up effectively.
That's one of the reasons I dropped after 8 hours. Like not only I don't own the game, so it is kind of pointless to constantly try to play it just to keep up with the community, since I am still in the community. At the same time, I don't know if the server is not giving my achievement, or am I doing something wrong? It's just the wording on the challenges are just so poorly explained on most of them.
Yeah. Someone did fix the challenges system, though, partially. There's a website now you can go to and input your challenges. And
Wow.
and use
I'm gonna look
that to track them for you. And they actually laid it out properly.
Wow.
It's really nice. It's a really good website. So
Why is this not in the game? This should have been in the game.
I don't know. It's laid out perfectly. I mean, everything is
It's so
clearly
good. Holy
explained.
shit.
It's clearly explained. It has pictures. It's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
This
So if
is
you're
not-
gonna
this is
level
not a
up, use
community
it.
thing, right? Is this a community?
This is
thing?
community made. This is community made.
Oh, okay. So the game has an API that tracks it, and community makes something better.
Yeah. The only issue with this is you have to manually input, but it's still you can actually track your challenges now. So
I don't know. I don't think something like this is acceptable, since challenges are a cornerstone mechanic in Payday 3. As much as I hate it, so it should at least work somewhat decently.
well, if they just added a search button or a categories like this does, a categories, and you can even search. All you gotta do is hit Control F and type in the weapon name, and it goes right to it. It's great.
Yeah, this should have been
The
in the
link is in
game.
the
Like, this
description.
can't be that
folks.
difficult to
If
add.
you
Come
are
on.
playing Payday 3, go to the website, I guess.
Well, hey, if a guy can register a domain, code the website, and keep it up and running, someone else can do that. You can do that in the game. It's not the hardest thing ever.
Like, it would be preferable if the game actually did it properly, but this is a good alternative, I guess.
True.
It's a band-aid fix.
Yeah, but it just should have been in the game. And again, for a game that is €40, I think it's like fair to expect such features.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it is.
at the same time, game is so blatantly unfinished that I don't know how to judge it, if I'm being honest. One of the reasons why I am abstaining from making a video on it is because I don't know how to lay out the problems it has. Like, you are talking about a game that is just unfinished, and nothing you will say will be representative of what the intentions are. And that's an issue, if I'm being honest, because I don't know what the developer intentions are with this game. If it worked properly, you can probably say it with good confidence. But at the same time, I am weary of it, because I don't know how to properly explain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to get mad at the devs because you can tell from the cracked versions of the game they actually had good UI intentions with this game, and it looks like higher ups messed it up.
Yeah, the new CEO of Starbreeze, Tobias, is basically Bo Anderson in a skin suit.
Because the matchmaking, they had crime nuts in the game right now.
Yeah, it's kind of deprecated, but it just needs some further work.
It's just not finished, yeah, but it's there.
The debug version during the closed beta, I played with that, and it does have it. It does work. Sometimes it crashes, but that's a closed beta, and it wasn't. And you would expect something like that to have in a game like this. It's just a basic server browser, peer-to-peer connections, and it just doesn't have it.
Hopefully someone will mod it in. You shouldn't have to hope for someone to just fix your game for you, but Bethesda's been doing that for a long time, and it seems to work. So
honestly, Payday 2 devs have been doing that too. If I'm being honest, just look at how many fixed mods for Payday 2. Even Payday the Heist does it, but that's more understandable. That's a really old game, and not every issue wasn't known when they stopped working on it.
Let's see. Is there any cool? I was gonna say there's already a real name mod for the weapons. That's good.
Of course there is.
Probably. That and someone fixed the assault indicator. That's always good.
Yeah.
Honestly, we are one step away from custom HUDs at this point.
Well, right when a Payday the Heist HUD gets added, I'm going to use it.
Of course you are.
I am. I don't like Payday 2's HUD either. I think it's terrible.
I'm personally not a fan of Payday Heist HUD since it is way too stylized and it is like somewhat hard to read the information at a glance. And unless you're used to it, but at the same time, like
I love it. It has charm.
yeah, it has charm, true, and that's the main thing it's going for it. But as an actual UI design, if I were to make one, I wouldn't design my UI like that.
I think the best one I've seen is Void UI for Payday 2. Is the one I always use if I don't use Pay the Heists.
I'm fine with the vanilla HUD, honestly. I think it's good. It's good enough.
I hate the vanilla HUD.
I personally use like a customized version of Vanilla HUD with like some things removed and like slightly arranged. And I kind of like Payday 2's Vanilla UI as well. It's like minimalistic enough. It's clear and concise, which is what you will want in a game like Payday.
I think both though are better than 3.
Yeah, that three is. I don't know who
Yeah,
designed
definitely.
Payday 3's in-game HUD.
Oh,
I
I've got another downside for you. I hate the overkill weapons, and the fact there's only 2.
There's only 2. I thought there was more.
No, there's 2. You have a grenade launcher,
Yeah, the
which is
sniper.
unusable, and you have a 50 cal sniper rifle, which is actually very good.
like aside from that, like the overkill weapon system kind of forces the map designers to have like a skybox simply because like a helicopter has to deliver it. So from now on, every map will be like will have like a building as well as like open places, and like I don't know like another thing I don't like about the overkill weapons is that it always like drops in like a furthest possible place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Hard to get.
It's they're always in places you can't get to.
Yeah.
Like half the time, it doesn't even worth trying to get there to claim the weapon. Your regular weapons already do a fine job.
Yeah, man, that's how
Yeah.
you get them in the first place. You know what's funny? Like, every time you fill up the bar, it's like you press the button to get the weapon, then you fill up the bar again and again and again, and you could keep doing this, but you never get the overkill weapon because it's such a stupid spot. So you end up piling up 10 billion weapons in one spot you can't ever reach. It's so funny.
Here's the funny thing: it's like fixed spots. Like I think the first bank heist has like 5 different fixed spots that it can land. But whenever I called one, it always landed on the worst possible spot. I don't know how they managed that.
Maybe it's like the drop pod in DRG, you know, it spawns
Wow,
away the
that's-
furthest away from you.
I thought this was going to take a lot longer, but someone's made a program to auto-generate the correct code for the keypads.
Wow.
I knew that was going to get figured out at some point, but already is surprising.
As if bank heist wasn't cheesable with the like set RNG already.
I do like the fact that when you restart a heist, the RNG's the same. I like that. Personally.
I don't like it either.
I like it because it's easier to get achievements.
Wow.
So it's entirely fueled by like desire to progress.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, you can finish the heist quicker. Yeah, that's the biggest reason I like it.
I personally don't like it because like when like a new Payday 2 heist drops, like I keep failing it a bunch of times trying to learn the general feel of the map and stuff, and during my restarts I end up learning like different RNG thingies and different RNG spots, different places for key cards, and after like a 1 hour session with restarts and stuff, I end up mastering the map and make my own way there, which is one of the things I like about like Payday 2's maps, like with the random RNG. Like you can gain mastery of it really early if you are like perceptive.
Unfortunately, with Payday 3, there's not very much RNG to learn.
Like set seed would have been like much worse if the game actually had like more RNG, if I'm being honest. But at the same time,
Oh yeah,
like the truth is that Payday 2, Payday 3 maps don't have enough RNG for like different map seeds to make a difference. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing at this stage, to be honest.
There's a bit of a different thing here about Payday 3. Am I the only one that thinks that the logo on Payday 3 looks boring as hell?
Yeah.
Especially like compared to Payday 2 and Payday 1.
Well, the UI design in general looks lazy. It has no charm to it. It's generic.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy the fact that it looks a bit more cleaner, but at the same time, everything is laid out like a console game. Like, I much prefer my menus on the right side of my screen, simply because like it is a statistical fact that people look at the right side of their screen more. So having menu elements at the right is preferable for many things. But at the same time, like, the current menus are clearly designed around like console, like big screens. Everything is big. Everything takes a lot of space. Like, which on itself isn't a bad thing, but I don't know. I would prefer it if the menus were like a bit more cleaner, a bit more minimalistic, didn't take that much space.
Anything else positive about Payday 3? I think we're done.
I mean, we can complain about weapon balance, but
I like that the AI can drop bags. I like that.
Yeah, but it's like completely random as well, isn't it?
It is random, yeah. One thing I found fascinating is the AI in this game are worse than in the first game. The AI suck in this game.
I mean, isn't it because of like server issues or something?
Well, no, they have no health. If you play on overkill, they just get melted instantly.
Yeah.
True.
Like, there is no grace period for Team AI anyways. Players have like a 0.1 second grace period, but AI doesn't have it.
I thought there was no grace period at all, like for both players and AI.
I think there's a grace period.
Players does have it, but you know, the problem is that damage is already so low you can't really tell it at the first place, and the grace period itself is like really short.
Yeah, 0.1 is basically nothing.
Yeah, it's 0.1 seconds.
I like the die packs mechanic. I like that as well. It reminds me of rats from Payday 2.
Oh yeah, true actually. Oh, that's nice.
Some other things.
It's a game.
It is a game.
It is a game indeed.
It is a $40 game with $50 DLCs that haven't come out, with microtransactions on the horizon. It is definitely a game of all time.
Game of the year.
Oh, I hate you can't jump in the van.
Oh yeah, that sucks so bad. Yeah.
I'm like instinctively trying to jump into the van to get a bit more cover, but that's not an option anymore.
Yeah.
Like the cover in Payday 3 is like kind of wonky. It doesn't feel as robust as Payday 2 or Payday Heist. Maybe that's because of familiarity with Payday Heist and Payday 2, at least in my experience. But on Payday 3, it doesn't really seem to matter. Cover doesn't really seem to matter anyways. I don't know. You have so much armor, and you know you will be bringing armor bags anyway, so it kind of turns into like a brain that frag fast anyways.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. The thing is, with Payday 2 like DSOD, when you get like hit by a heavy seal, you mostly you lose all or most of your armor, so your instinct is to go back into cover. With Payday 3, it's like you can take like, I don't know, 5 shots at once and it just doesn't matter. So you're instantly thinking like, okay, but I can just walk here, it doesn't matter. It's kind of weird.
Even on Payday the Heist, you don't have that much armor compared to your health. Like, you have like 418 health, and like 70 armor, yeah. And you know that armor gets exhausted really quickly, so you have to die back in the cover anyways.
I found another positive. I like the sentry gun mechanics.
They're definitely better than Payday 2, yeah.
Well, I like that if they explode, you can pick them back up and just place them down again. And I don't think they take ammo out of your reserve anymore, which I like.
Honestly, I didn't get to try the new sentry guns. I only got like 8 levels, and all of them went to like armor packs.
They don't deal.
Yeah,
they
not
basically don't deal any damage, though. They're very weak, but they at least you have an infinite amount of them throughout the map. So or throughout they don't get destroyed. So you can just keep picking them up and putting them back down.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, once I think the potential of it will increase once the League transporter skills are introduced. There's a League cuts skill that lets you bring two deployables of the same type. People will bring armor bags, that's a fact. But I think there's a potential with the double sentry gun setups.
Well, you can already bring two sentry guns.
Oh, really?
There's
I didn't know
the final skill is bringing two. I think you bring two, but they deal 25% less damage, I think is the skill.
That's still more damage per. That's
Yeah.
That's a 50%.
Yeah, sentry guns are
increase in
good.
damage.
I like that they got rid of the down meta.
They really didn't, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it. The only way to reset your downs is with a med kit in the final level of med kits, and no one brings med kits because you can get infinite health from hostage trades. So you just gotta wait for the custody timer to go away.
Also, custody timer ticks by itself. Plus, it's really short, and it gets even shorter with like hostage skills. So that really doesn't matter. Dams doesn't really matter at all. Like I saw like 10-second custodies while I was playing public games. It's like that's just bonkers. Why have a custody timer if that's 10 seconds?
There's a skill that every time you trade a hostage while you're alive, it reduces it by 20 seconds, I think.
Yeah, that's the one. And the guy was like playing like a complete like brain dead play, going everywhere, not even like staying near the bank. And it was like he went to custody and came back in like 10 seconds later. It's like,
wow, there should be some punishment for that.
No, there's no punishment for dying.
That's so sad.
Because usually if you want to win a heist, there's certain spots on the map where you can just sit in a corner and have God mode, and you can just wait for all your teammates to get out.
Yeah.
The bank has the staircase, the 99 boxes has that one crate with like an extra cover in it.
Yeah, Touch the Sky has any bathroom.
God, this is so.
There's a lot of God mode spots in the game.
Yeah, the only thing that is punishing about Payday 3 is like peeking and trying to play like other Payday games. On other Payday games, you peek, you shoot, and you go back to cover. And Payday 3, that doesn't really matter because of armor system.
Oh, I got another one. I love the throwing knives. The throwing knives are really fun.
Yeah, I heard they deal like 1,000 damage or something.
They insta kill. Anything but a dozer, they insta kill.
Wow.
And they're infinite. There's a skill where normally if you hit a wall, they break. There's a skill where if you hit a wall once, it doesn't break, but if you miss twice in a row, it breaks. So if you have even decent aim, you have infinite throwing knives, and so infinite damage.
I mean, you can regenerate throwables anyways with ammo boxes as well as skills.
Well, no one brings ammo boxes. So.
Yeah, well, you kind of have to bring armor back, true.
Yeah, anything that has to do with not armor bags, it's kind of useless.
Yeah, like you can.
Jack of all trades is what's going to break this game open.
Yeah.
Build wise, because you have to bring armor. There's no alternative. You have to bring it, or you're going to lose.
Like you can imagine a version of this game where armor armor mechanics like this wasn't a thing, and there were like a lot of different goofy ways to like play the game. Like armor just handicaps the game at this point.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either they need to make health not instantly melt, or there needs to be a lot of ways to get armor. The issue, though, if they go the lot of ways to get armor route, is if you have infinite armor, there's no difficulty. The game's already too easy because of armor.
Yeah, like it needs a total rework. Like simple tweaking of values isn't gonna change it.
Yeah.
They unfortunately they need to just go back to what Payday 2 and the heist had.
Yeah, honestly that's just straight up better, and I don't think that's arguable.
Yeah.
That's
You
the
basically
solution.
you gotta like increase the damage and like make your armor so much weaker, with the regenerating, and like rework all of the skills as well, I guess.
Like you can make the armor
Over.
tank the quarter of the damage it tanks, and make health make health bigger, and like cut down the like health regeneration methods, and the game will be instantly better.
I actually like that idea where you take 25% health damage even with armor. That's not that actually might be able to fix it. Armor wouldn't be as necessary because you still gotta worry about your health anyways. So that would bring med kits back into the game.
Honestly, I just straight up don't like the way the armor works in this game at all, and I would much prefer the other two games in this way.
Same.
Yeah, well, the issue is when you have armor, no strategy, and then when you don't have armor, you have to sit in a corner and hide. There's no in between.
Honestly, Payday the Heist got it right the first time.
Yeah, they nailed it. They got it right the first time. That's the issue with Payday 3 in general. All these a lot of their changes feel like changes just to be different from Payday 2.
It is the same series, so like aside from iconography, like mechanical similarities are also welcome on places where it matters at least.
They're fixing systems that worked just great.
Yeah, like you can if let's say they made the armor in Payday 3 similar to Payday the Heist with like extra choices. Like for example, like the base armor. It gets broken on like one shot, but it comes back, so you can at least use it to gate some damage while peeking. Like medium armor takes some more from like some more dangerous specials, and the higher one takes like one shot from a dozer before it before it breaks. So it will have like some sort of balance between them, and but that also requires the change in enemy damage values as well, so it's still not an easy fix.
Yeah, that's one thing I do not like about this game. Another one. There's 4 levels of armor, but 2 of them are useless after you level up. Who's gonna bring 2 armor bars over 4? No one's doing that. Because there's no dodge.
Especially since the movement speed penalty isn't all that significant. So,
Yeah. I mean, with ICTV and Payday 2, you're actually slow. I can't notice the movement difference. Especially because if you have a rush, because there's a skill that just gives you 10% sprint speed, and you can get rush really easy in this game. So, the movement speed penalties are not significant enough to warrant not just taking 4 armor bars.
It's just a straight up upgrade, and it's not something you would want in a game like this that's supposed to introduce variety and like creativity.
Yeah, they could have at least like added like crits maybe to use that specific armor type or something like that. Anything at least. But yeah.
That or maybe with lower armor bars, your armor regens faster. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, anything.
Something. Something.
Like I said, the game is like so bare bones at this point. Like it is hard to like give like proper recommendations for it, because I know for a fact that Starbreeze won't be walking back from this armor system in the first place, which complicates things too.
Yeah, I couldn't recommend this game. I'd recommend just play the previous 2 games and Raid. Play Raid too. Those are more feature complete games, unfortunately.
Just like play DRG or the first 2, even Killing Floor 2, since it at least has content. Even though Killing Floor 2 is kind of boring as well.
Yeah, it's hard to recommend this game.
It's really hard, yeah.
Payday 3 is like a really hard sell right now. It just has the iconography from the previous 2 games and nothing else really. You won't be getting the same like action beats as the previous 2 games.
I found a new glitch. I haven't seen this before.
Oh, is it like the car or something? The ghost?
It is the car. It's the car. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny
every time.
It's so random as well, like, bro. How? Like, the thing is, the Payday 3 is, like, so bare bones as well. And, like, what even adds further to this is, like, the only issues with the servers. So, yeah, it's really, really hard trying to recommend this game. Although, there are people that really enjoy this game, which I found interesting.
Well, if you like stealth, you'll probably like this game.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Stealth is just 100% better.
Yeah, also stealth experience is like unique compared to the like AAA stealth games coming nowadays. So that's a plus as well.
Yeah, it's different from Hitman. It's different from Metal Gear. It's different from Payday 2.
Yeah, definitely. Like unless you're like a stealth player, you don't really have much reason to go for this game, especially if you're like PvE action games.
Yeah, maybe that's why I hate this game so much. It's because I only play.
You do not like stealth?
I'm not a big fan of stealth now.
Then yeah, you're probably not gonna like this game. The issue is though, I like stealth. I can't play the stealth in this game either though because it's so buggy.
Yeah, you said before.
Anytime I play stealth, the game breaks, so I haven't been able to play it.
It goes back to the only thing. Okay.
It feels like we are going in circles, to be honest.
It is, yeah.
I even saw a bug where if you throw a bag in front of the camera operator and then pick it up immediately, he'll move position slightly, and the cameras will go off because of that.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. It's so stupid. Ugh.
Well, honestly, that sounds kind of cool. I hope they keep it that way.
Well, it is interesting that you can distract him. The thing is, he doesn't go back to his position, so the cameras are just off permanently.
Yeah, maybe you can distract it, but it goes back to his position. I think that would be a better way.
That would be good, actually. Yeah.
I like the keypads too. I like the fingerprints and everything. I like that system. That's cool.
Honestly, I don't like the bank heist keypad. It only has like 2 or 3 buttons anyway. It's really easy to guess it's just straight up easy to guess the password. You don't even need to restart the game.
Oh, yeah, I haven't played that map. I hate that map, so I can't comment on it.
Like that's not the only map that players started to cheese anyways.
I always guess the keypads. I've gotten if you have 2 numbers, there's only a certain amount of combinations that it can be.
I don't know who designed that, to be honest.
Here's another thing that I don't like about this game. It's Shade. I don't like her. I find her annoying.
Shade. I don't like any of the what do you call them?
Contractors.
Contractors. I don't like any of the I don't know why Locke isn't in this game. I like a Locke. Just put him in the game.
Right, let me read you that one copy pasta of Shade that Creepy posted.
Oh no, I've heard it. Yeah.
Let's fucking get you back in the fucking saddle. This is a fucking small fucking branch bank. Usually low fucking traffic. And that's how it feels when you listen to Shade.
The dialogue is just terrible.
Yeah. Don't fucking overdo it.
The only heister I've found that isn't annoying to listen to is Dallas.
Not suck. He actually says not so.
I like Hoxton too, but he has a Dora reference, and I hate the Dora reference. It's the sniper no sniping line.
Yeah, I know.
I hate that. I hate that line of dialogue, so I've stopped playing him because of it. Chains has the worst dialogue. I feel bad for Chains.
Poor
Chains just has if you listen to his dialogue, it's hard to listen to. It's terrible.
Honestly, Chains feels pretty much the same to me, to be honest. Even though I only played like
Really, he has really cringy dialogue.
I mean, cringe is to be expected. Like, I wasn't expecting like
I guess
top
I'm
tier
just used
dialogue.
to the first game where the dialogue was seriously toned.
Yeah, well, that's the first game. That's the problem.
I can't listen to it in 3. I just can't.
Like first game didn't really approach the heisters as a modular thing. Like, you know, they always knew these 4 characters will be there in a specific time, so they wrote the dialogue around it. They can't do that in Payday 2 and 3.
Yeah, because they want to add new heisters. I don't think they should add any new heisters. I don't.
Yeah,
But
I would much prefer if they have like 4 characters that has dialogue instead of whatever the hell.
yeah, that's my favorite thing about Pay the Heist is the heisters talk to each other. They don't do that in 2 or 3.
They also talk to themselves. Like when you play as Wolf and pick up a diamond, this one goes straight to my grill, and it's like it's like so cool. Please do more of it, please.
That I've noticed most of the I need ammo drops or health drops have been cut out from dynamically saying it. They're stuck in the quick chat thing for console players.
Yeah, I mean quick chat is fine, I guess. The chatter wheel is also fine, but at the same time, like these things were automatic. Like it would still work. It would still work.
Yeah, when your heister's on low health, just yell out that you need it. You shouldn't have to go to the quick chat.
Yeah, true.
What's some other good things? I'm trying to think.
We might have run out unless we start to nitpick.
There's not a lot, unfortunately. Yeah, and basically it all just goes back to stealth mechanics are good.
Yeah, essentially, like
whoever did the stealth design did a good job.
Yeah, the only few good things about this game is really just gameplay, stealth, and like graphics. That's it.
Yeah, the stealth design is the same guy that did the rest of the game. So.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange.
Like the current design is get the players at the same page at the start of a heist. Since loud is boring and unengaging, and stealth is much more fun and rewarding, players will start with stealth as they will go as much as they can. And if they fuck up, that's not a huge issue. They will finish the game on loud. That's the design right now.
Well, the issue with stealth, and they've mentioned this, thankfully, is a third of all the challenges require you getting kills. And you can only level up by doing the challenges, so you can't do stealth. You don't level up if you play stealth.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it as well. Like stealth just plays better. It's more developed. Let me play stealth. Loud is boring. I don't want to play it.
Yeah, but you can't level up them. That's the downside with stealth. You cannot level up.
Well, that's the downside of the challenge system. They should just made it like you get XP from the heist, not from stupid challenges.
I like the challenge system. In Payday the Heist, they have the challenge system. Not like it is, but you gain money and levels from doing the challenges. But you also gain money from just playing the game. That's the issue. Just let me play the game and level up.
Yeah, at the same time, my uncle's first experience with the leveling system was terrible. He waited for like 30 minutes to get into a match, and he finished the heist, and then he didn't level up because servers died. And that's just not a good first impression of a system.
Well, the thing is that those challengers are permanently bugged. You can never finish them, and the 5 or 6 challenges locked behind them. So you've permanently lost out on like 10 levels.
Yeah,
challenges.
they will likely gonna have to fix that because that the challenges are a cornerstone mechanic. So sooner or later they have to address the issues with it. But as far as I'm thinking, this challenge system isn't going to change in any meaningful way.
No, definitely not.
Well, the
Which
issue,
sucks.
I think, again, going back to what this game is going to be like in the future, are they going to add infaming? And if you infamy, are you going to have to redo all the challenges? Like, I don't know. I don't get what the future plan is with this mechanic.
On the dev diary, skills and progression, they straight up said they will add more skill points as the time goes on. So they are already planning to increase the player power.
I don't really think, because you're already too strong in this game.
Even then, since challenges will be tied to DLC weaponry and DLC maps, I don't think that's good either because you are somewhat locking skill points behind DLCs, and that's not a good thing. Payday.
They did that in the first game, though.
Yeah, they did that in the first game, but first game kind of gets away because it was really early, and that sort of thing was kind of expected. Secondly, Wolfpack is the only DLC that game has, so it's more palatable.
Is there any more positives? Try to think.
No, I think we're kind of run out.
I think we've had them all.
I think we're done, yeah.
Yeah.
We could rant more about bad things in this game, but come on, this would be then a 10-hour podcast if you would continue.
No, I don't think it will be 10 hours. There are obvious problems, like weapon balance being stupid. And, skill system needing a lot of work. The game's difficulty being boring and unengaging. The player damage mechanics not supporting their proper challenge. Stealth system is good, and that's the summary of it.
Basically, yeah.
Yep. If you like stealth, you'll probably like the game.
Probably, yeah.
You're just not going to level up.
Since we are repeating ourselves, I think this is a good time to call off the podcast. So,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in, folks.
Thank you for, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And, these fine gentlemen's channels will be in the description, as well as the included material in the Discord chat that they sent, so you can look at it on your time. So, yeah. Hope to see you again in the future, folks. See you around.
Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Nutsack.
Nutsack, yeah.
Nutsack.
I didn't stop the recording, so I will include the nutsack portion.
That's something you ended already.